Good morning or good afternoon. We're about 12:15 at the moment. Feeling very emotional last night after all the hand clapping and the horn blowing that went on where I live. It was amazing to hear everybody out appreciating the NHS. And I think if we all do our little bit to help, staying at home and also trying to help ourselves while we're in isolation, I hope that these videos will help some of you too. Today we're going to address the muscles of the back with an exercise called back lift. This is for people that are probably on the go a lot. We've been doing a lot of people, I've been doing some movements for people that were sort of stooped over, but you know, a lot of people with their sports or with other jobs that they do, habitual movements, they get stuck in with a tight back. So the back would be like this in standing, so they would be here, this sort of thing, instead of here. It's more like this pulled back, and they'll be very tight around here. You can see my t-shirt where it's creased, whereas if I was standing up straight, here we go, and then if I had a habitual movement of a tight back, which I do actually, you can see the creases, how they go in the t-shirt here, and the shoulder blades pulled together. So we're going to do a movement to address this. Now with somatics, it's very important that you don't treat it as an exercise just to get through it quickly. It's a movement that you should be doing mindfully and slowly, and being your own detective to feel, see if you can sense and feel when you make it tighter, and then as you release it, feel how lovely it feels for it to be relaxed and lengthened, and at the end of each movement, completely relaxed. Whichever neutral you find yourself in, just do it, because each time you practice these movements, what was very, very tight, when you go back to neutral, you might not go back to here, but you might just go back to here, and the next time here and here and here and here, until you get all the muscle working as it used to. So let's crack on and let's do let's do this exercise. This movement. It's such a habit, you see. Habitual is when you do different things with your body, it's always classed as an exercise. So, but in reality, somatics is more about the sense and feel of the movement. And when you feel any judders or anything that is not as smooth, then part of that muscle has got a little bit of sensory motor amnesia in it. So with mindful movement, you can re-educate the brain to get back all of that muscle movement working at 100% instead of working at 60%, which a lot of our muscles are used to working only at 60%, until they can work no longer. And that's when you end up with pain, chronic pain, and you need to get it sorted out yourself. Okay, so we're going to lie on our tummies. I hope you can get me all in here. So we're going to lie on our tummies. Now if you have a really stiff neck, you can use a towel just to put under your cheek, but if you don't need it, then fine. You must do everything with comfort, never work in pain. So first of all, there's like 3 parts to this movement, and then we put it all together. So we'll go quite slowly for you, but you can practice each movement 3 to 4 times with each time. So we're going to start with just putting your cheek down on the floor, on the mat, whichever you've got, or if you want to lay a towel on the carpet for cleanliness, then perfect. So you have your elbow, your fingers can just face in, and your elbow is pretty level with your nose. And this other arm is just laying down the side, being perfectly relaxed. And you want to make sure that the whole of your front of your body, your belly, etc., is relaxed. And also when we do the movement, you want to try to keep your pelvis equally on the mat, as opposed, you'll see later on, not to roll. Okay? So first off, we just Have the arm resting to the side. Have the elbow pretty much in line with your nose. So you're looking constantly at that elbow. And the fingers just to the side. Okay, first of all, you take a breath into the front of the body. So you'll feel the front of the body lengthening. And then as you exhale, just lift up the upper body. And you'll sense into a tight feeling in the neck and in the upper body. And just take an inhale slowly and exhale to come back down, slowly noticing if you suddenly drop, then you just stop, recontract it, and then come through it. You'll learn about your bodies. Everybody's different. So again, take an inhale into a relaxed front body. Exhale, just lift the leg up only as far as you're comfortable, and you'll feel it tight in the neck. Maybe you'll feel it tight, or you'll just feel a connection in the neck and the upper body. And then slowly return back down to the ground and completely relax. The next part is to almost glue your fingers to the side of your cheek and have your nose in line with your elbow, and keep looking at your elbow the whole time. And take an inhale, lifting the elbow, the head and the shoulder as far as you can. Comfortably hold. Take an inhale and exhale to slowly return down to the ground. And again, inhale into the whole relaxed front body. Exhale, feel as now you're getting a connection of the tightness in the upper and the lower back. And you may feel that your right hip is trying to join in as well, pressing down into the carpet. So take an inhale and exhale to come all the way down. We'll do that one more time. Take an inhale, lifting the elbow, exhale, and if you feel that you want to slightly look over the shoulder, then do so. Still keeping your nose in line with your elbow, and then return and come back down and completely release all effort. Then the next part of the movement is we're going to work on the opposite leg. So we'll just keep the upper body quiet, the elbow and the head quiet at the moment, and leave this arm down by the side. And you may feel a connection into this left shoulder when we take this right leg up, or into the left hip here. It's where our body works in patterns, and they like to help each other out. And sometimes you don't need all your muscles to do one job. So just let the muscles for that job do their work. So this time we're going to take an inhale and just straighten the leg and lift a few inches off of the floor. And you'll feel a tightness from the right side of your hip, the lower back, maybe all the way up to towards the left shoulder. And then slowly as you inhale and release, you can feel it relaxing, the muscles relaxing and also lengthening until you return to the ground and then completely relax. Try to sense into your body what you can feel that's moving and what's tight, and as you release it, feel how lovely it feels to lengthen. Take an inhale into the front body and exhale, straighten the leg. Feel how it connects through the lower body, lower back, up into the upper body. Take an inhale and slowly lower to the ground. Remember to keep the pelvis both onto the ground. So now we're going to connect it all together. So simultaneously we're going to lift the elbow and the head and the opposite leg, and you will feel a connection going from diagonally from one side to the opposite side. Take an inhale. Remember, as you're inhaling, the whole of the front body is lengthening. And then as you exhale, so you're lifting, maybe looking over the shoulder, keeping the pelvis nice and neutral, having that little pause, which is a natural pause after you inhale. Mine's a little bit longer. And exhale to slowly return down to the mat and totally relax. You may find that this shoulder or this hand wants to join in. So just remember to let this have a holiday. It doesn't need to work. So one more time. Remember, you can do this 3 or 4 times at home. Take an inhale into the front body, lifting the elbow, the head, the opposite leg, looking over the shoulder, feeling all the tightness there, and then slowly returning, relaxing and lengthening as you go. On your way to return your journey back down to the floor. And take an inhale and an exhale. And then we're going to do the other side. So we'll take the hand, and now if you find your neck is a little bit sore or aching from being on one side, just very gently take it up, rest it in the middle, and maybe just do a side to side or a figure of 8. Draw a figure of 8 with your nose. And then when you're ready, simply put your head down onto the other side. Now this side, we want this arm to be on holiday. We don't need to use those muscles, although you might find they want to join in. Again, very gently just put your hand to the side. Again, if you need that pillow just to support the neck a little bit more to give you more comfort, then do so. Have the elbow in line with your shoulder or with your nose pointing towards it. And then first part of the movement is to inhale into the front body, keeping the elbow on the hand on the floor and just lifting up the head, but looking at the elbow, feeling the connection in the neck and the upper body, and maybe on this side of the hip, and then slowly returning back to the ground and switching off. It's like having a power cut. And then again, inhale, get your mind into what you're working with. Inhaling into the front body, feel how it comes off the ground a little bit, and then exhale, the body will sink into the ground as the head and shoulder comes up. Take an inhale and exhale, slowly return down to the ground and completely relax. Second part, we're going to put glue the fingers to the underside of the cheeks. Keep the elbow in line with the shoulder. Look at with your nose, and have your nose pointing towards the same direction as your elbow. And now we're going to link the upper body together. So take an inhale into the front body. Exhale, lifting the elbow up. And if you want to look over your shoulder, do so very slightly. And then if it's tight, feel where it's tight as you lengthen to come out of it and slowly come back down. And completely relax. One more. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift. Turn. If you want to look over your shoulder, keep looking at your elbow, but look over the shoulder. And then slowly return, feeling where you're lengthening, feeling those muscles that are lengthening and relaxing. And then completely relaxed. Notice how the shoulder wants to join in, but when you realise you completely relax, you'll realise that suddenly the shoulder will completely relax. So that just shows you where different parts of the body want to join in when they're not really needed. So that's why people get exhausted, because all the muscles are trying to compensate for habitual happenings going on in your body. So now we're going to do this leg. Remember to keep both pelvis neutral on the floor. If you're not sure if you're keeping it neutral, put your hand underneath it so that you should still feel pressure, you know, here. So you can feel pressure in the fingers, just to test yourself. Okay, so just leaving the upper body quiet, we're going to opposite hand here. So you can put this hand here if you want to feel that your pelvis isn't lifting like this when you lift your leg up. So, nice, take an inhale into the front body and exhale, straighten the leg and lift, and feel the tightness going through the lower back and up to the upper back. And then slowly, as you release the leg down, you can feel the muscle lengthening until the leg returns. Now you can do this several times, but I'm going to put the whole movement together. So taking an inhale into the front body, I'm going to exhale, soften the front body, contract the back, lifting the upper body, looking over my shoulder, keeping the hips down, so feeling the connection, the diagonal connection from the hip right through to the opposite shoulder, and then slowly lengthen to come down and completely relax. And I'll do two more. Inhale, lifting the upper body, the opposite leg, feeling the connection or the diagonal connection along the back, slowly returning to the ground, lengthening and relaxing the muscles, or relaxing the muscle and feeling it lengthen as you get all the way down, and then completely relax. Last one, inhale, and slowly releasing back down and completely relax. Bring your hands together, relax your forehead on the top, take a few breaths. Draw a figure of 8 with the nose, just to get the neck nicely moving again. And then simply return to sitting. I hope you've enjoyed that movement, and I hope you have time to practice a few minutes every day. And please comment, ask me any questions. You can email me from somaticmovement.uk@gmail.com, and I'll be very happy to help or answer any questions, and please feel free to share. Thank you.